Good morning and welcome to the Early Bird. And here we're looking at the Dow Jones. And I don't have, on a daily chart here, I don't have the Friday's move in here on this daily chart yet. I haven't updated that. It's a bit early for that. But yeah, so let's have a look at this. First of all, the trading level that we're looking at here is the 12,800. That's the minor trading level there. 8's the third strongest number, and also a profit-taking number as well, and always expected to be sold off there. So yeah, and the next level down here, of course, is the 12,500. And we've been working with that this week, and this will trend up through here. What we're looking at here in the bigger picture here is, in this larger picture through here, is a corrective pattern, and the corrective pattern pretty much will start over here actually, and this is in 3 waves here. But as I've mentioned before, because of this pattern here, a move to the upside here, also being in 3 waves as well, it pretty much makes this a corrective pattern as well. And yeah, so we're looking at this in terms of a regular flat correction in terms of from this point here, the top of a 3rd wave here. So we're down for the A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down through here. This move down here is a little bit sort of dodgy in terms of that it can be a corrective wave or an impulse wave. So it just does leave the door open for a larger triangle sort of pattern happening through this whole area through here, but it didn't really sort of make much difference in terms that we would still expect this top to be taken out through here. Now, this particular this move up through here can be viewed in a few ways as well. We've been viewing it in a couple of ways too, but one of the primary ones was a 5-wave structure like this, in terms of up for 1 here, back for 2 here, up for 3 here, back for 4 here, and going up for 5 through here. So during the week we've been looking at this structure through here, because that would also have 5 waves in it as well coming up through here. Now the Dow Jones over the week has really sort of led the way, I guess, in terms of the push coming up through here. The other markets haven't really pushed up as much through here. So it's the Dow, for a change, has been back on as a leading indicator. However, it does make it a little bit sort of tricky in that our local market, the ASX 200, used to always follow the Dow Jones, bit of a dog on a lead, so to speak. But now that China's got a bit of push and shove into the situation, we're sort of torn between both of them there, and also the base metal markets as well. So we need to adapt, and we need to use our awareness of the China situation impacting more heavily on our time zone, our markets. So we'll need to look at that as well. So this situation here, we're just going to look at it in the short term now, because that's what we need to sort of navigate. Now, this move up through here, we understood that when we came up to the 12,727, where it closed there, that number there, the 12,272. That is an important number for us, and also the 12,800 here. So as this market moved up through here, we understood that it's going to find resistance here because of this high and this high, but also look at the numbers first. But yeah, so we'll see a softening in here. So it's this softening here that we need to pick the thread up. Now, we feel that the S&P 500, when we have a quick look at this on the daily chart, and we will look at this on the intraday charts as well, but just bear with me here. The S&P 500. So yeah, I mean, it's softened a little bit here as well, but we still expect this to move up higher, to take these highs out through here, and yeah, probably a bit a nicer sort of triangle pattern sort of happening here, I guess, if that's the word to use through here. But yeah, we're up in these little highs here, so we're facing these highs here, so we're going to see some sort of weakness there. And we'll also be looking at these little structures here on the intraday level. So this is quite a bit different from the Asian side of the world. So when we're looking at the Asian side of the world, and we'll look at the Shanghai first here, just to get a bit of a picture here. So just looking at the bigger picture here, so we'd seen this move up through here, and then we've got this as an A and a B and a C correction, okay? And then we've got this up for wave one, and then we've got an A and a B and a C correction here. So we'd been looking for a low in through here, the same as our market at the 4,500, looking for a bounce. The Shanghai market sort of took off earlier than ours and is sort of leading the structure to the upside, and I feel like our market is sort of following the structure to the upside. So in one regard here, we're working with the 2,800 there, the 8 being a profit-taking number, as I rabbit on about all the time. And you'll see within this, the next level's down to the 2,772, where it's trading now. And also below that too would be the 65 number as well. But what I wanted to point out here is that we've got 5 waves up to that point there. So we'll just sort of zone in on this, because this is a bit of a leader for our market, really. And I just find that this began its move quicker than ours did, and is a bit more developed in its structure up here. What's occurring here is what we're going to see that's just starting to occur at the 4,600 mark. So we've just arrived at the 4,600 mark, while this market here is already doing its ABC correction. So when we look at this here, we would look at this in terms of an ABC correction like this here. Okay, so once this is complete here, and I still feel that there's a little bit more to go down in here, and what I mean by that is that in this A, B and C here, we'll be looking, a C wave always has 5 waves in it, and this is where it starts to impact on our market, and we can put that, we can put that pretty much in there really, but I'll just put it to the side there. But it'll be something like down for 1 here, back for 2, down for 3. We'll see a 4 here and a down for 5 here. So we'll, it could possibly come down to the 27.20 here, but we'll see how we go. I mean, normally you would see this come back into the 61.8 retracement level, down into here, but I don't think we need to come down that low. But we do need to look at the 50% retracement level as a real possibility at the 27.20 there. But once again, it can be up higher, up here higher than that. So we'll see how we go with that. But I've just feel if that's wave 1 there, and this is the 3rd wave here, then the 5th wave should be about the same length as wave 1 here. But once this is complete here, then we'll see it push up from here. That's what I'm trying to say. So we'll get 5 waves up here, an impulse wave, and then we'll see an A and a B and a C, which we're seeing now, and then we'll see this push up through here. So a little bit more softening in here, and then some strength coming in through here. Now our market really at the 4,600 is just starting its correction through here, and will partly follow the Dow Jones being sold off at the, say, 12,800 mark there, the 12,772. But I was sort of hoping as this pushes up through here, there'll be some catalyst for that in terms of facts and figures, but we'll look to the copper market to do that for us. And I see the copper market following this little pattern through here, actually. So we'll see the copper market come down a little bit softer, and we'll have a look at that as well. And then we'll see a push up. So I'm hoping that the Shanghai pushes up like we're looking at here, and the copper market will follow that, and that copper market is a guideline for base metals, and also the Australian dollar, which is also a leading indicator in our case at the moment, and is looking to push further to the upside as well. So I'm hoping that this move here will actually, while the Dow Jones is correcting and we sort of partly move with that, this will sort of support our market at pretty much the 4,450 mark. So when we have a look at our market here, we're looking at this little push up through here, and what we'll be looking for at the 4,600 move here, roughly about there. We'll be seeing this here in terms of a correction here, and in its own right as well, I guess, in terms of, you know, each one of these facing their highs here. We've got lower highs. We don't have a changing in the guard as yet because of the new low through here. So we're still in the infancy of this push here, and you know, we're sort of hopeful with fingers crossed of a push further to the upside there, but the Dow needs to find support in its, you know, its reaction from the 12,800, finding support and then moving further up there. And we'll look at the drivers for that. But for us next week, we're looking at a bit of a softening in here. And once that's complete there, then we will look for that little ABC correction there and then a push higher from there. So I guess what we're looking for here, and we knew this before we were approaching this here, is the looking for support on the 4,600 there. So that would be with the cash and the SPY, depending on who's leading the game at that stage there. But that support on the 4,600 there is what we're looking for, and that would support our current long positions that we have in the market for another push up. So what we're going to see is some softening in here, and maybe even some of our stops being triggered out, especially on the daily robo. The trading levels one, I'll do my best to sort of understand each individual stock and its patterns, and sort of allow this space to come in here to protect it. But we may take some short positions in here just as a bit of a hedge as well. So maybe have a look at those short positions that we put out there just to sort of smooth the road out somewhat. One of the catalysts for seeing the stock market push up further would be the US dollar index pushing to the downside. So the US dollar index here, got a wave count pushing this to the downside through here, down further into the 73s here at least. So yeah, as this pushes down further, we knew that we'd get that little bounce off the 74, and we'll be looking at that in a bit more detail. But that push off the 74 there, a little bounce from here, then we want to see a push further down through here. Now this push down through here will be driving the euro to the upside as this pushes down, and we'll see the euro push to the upside, but we'll also see stock push to the upside as well on this. And if stock's pushing to the upside, then we'll see things like the oil go with it. So a weakening in the US dollar is helpful for our long positions, and that's what we'll be looking for. And we knew that on the Thursday here, the Friday has seen a bounce here. We want to see that bounce fold over and move under the 74 level there. So that's what we're looking for there. So this will be a catalyst in pushing stock to the upside up. Okay, so from that point, we really want to go in and have a look at some of these in a bit more detail. So just before I go off there, that Dow Jones that we're looking for there in terms of this five-wave structure pushing to the upside here, we were looking for up for 1, back for 2, up for 3, back for 4, and up for 5, taking a new higher. And there may be still more in that there, but we just know we got sort of resistance there. So when we're looking at that situation for the Dow Jones here, and here we are here on an intraday chart, that little 5 waves that I just pointed out would be the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 here. So because it's just taken out the top here at the 12.8 there, that kind of satisfies that 5-wave structure there. But we are looking for support on that trend line there, and we'll see how that plays out from this point here. So we'll see support come in here hopefully. So this is what we need to work out through here after the reaction here, see where support came in, and we'll see if we're going to get a push up there. So we need to see what development that comes in there, but that's going to soften our blow on the 4600 there, and also with the S&P 500. Find that here, that would be in the same sort of boat as well. The S&P 500 is a 30-minute chart here that we're looking at, and we're looking up for wave 1 and back for wave 2 here, and we're looking for further push up through here. So The 1340 would have some sort of support on here, but this trend line will be the support and the pushing up through there on that. And the euro would be taking the same path as that, as would the Australian dollar as well. So we just want to see that support there, and hopefully the Shanghai would have that little pull down as well, down through here on the Monday or Tuesday, whatever, and then Wednesday pushing to the upside there. And looking at our market in terms of this as well. The UK market has been a bit sort of sluggish, and I'll just bring that up because we want to talk about that as well. So we understood about being long from above the 5.8 here and moving to the upside here. So what we've sort of got here as well, and this would be the same sort of pattern as the S&P 500, but we've got pretty much up for one and back for two here, and we're looking for a nice strong third wave, which we're getting in through here. However, what we do have in terms of fact here is we've got three waves up. So we've got that up for this move up, this move back through here, and this move up. So this is actually can be seen as an ABC correction up through here. So we want to see more development in this at this stage here. We want this three-wave structure turning into a five-wave structure, but we do need to give it time through here. So we'll be seeing from this move here, we've seen little five waves up through here. So we'll see an A and a B and a C wave come back in through here. So the this little area in here, so the 5872 zone in here, the 6572 and the 80, look for support within that there, and then when it gets back up here, then we can go along from that point there if that's going to be the case. So just wait for that to play out. And for our market as well, in terms of the ASX 200, it's simply going to play out through here. And what we do is we have five waves up through here in terms of five waves to this point here, up for one and back for two. And then we have five waves up to here and an ABC for so it's the third, fourth and the fifth here. So now we'll see a larger ABC play out through here. But I was looking forward to find support on the 4-5-50 here at worst case scenario before we see a move up from there. But the futures market that's will lead the way a little bit. This is a bit of the wave count, how it goes through here. So the 4-6 here, we'll be seeing this A, B and C play out into this sort of area here. So we could look for this pattern here, pretty much the same as this pattern through here as a larger pattern. So we'll allow that to play out there. So you'll just have to navigate through subgroup 2 area here. But for the bigger picture here, we're looking for a larger move up. But it's the 4,600 that we want to see support on, but you'll have to navigate with the Dow Jones, the ABC correction that comes through down to the 4,550 before you can move to the upside on that. So that kind of brings us to some of the drivers within all of this, and the oil market would be one of those, but I just see the oil market in following stock. But we can see here that it really wants to try and get up through here, so it's just really a matter of time before it does that, but it needs the help of the stock to get up through that. So in the short term, as long as it stays above the 98, the first minor level below the major level there of 100, as long as it stays above that, the battle will continue there below the 98. Next support is a 96.50, so that's a bit of a fuller retreat there. It's still in a bullish picture from that point though, but we'll just see how we go with that. We expect it to push up into the at least the 101 through there. So, but that will just follow stock. So all eyes on stock first. Yeah. So copper is the next one, and this is just seeing the slightly bigger picture of copper here. And as I've always sort of mentioned, that long as it stays above the 430, then we're in the swing here. And I think that we do have just a bit of an odd larger sort of correction happening here. Yes, we could see this. I see this as the top of a third wave here, and then this is the fourth wave here. So basically an A and a B wave to here and a C wave to here, then a push up through there. Yes, we could probably see this as the top of the third here, and this is an part of the A wave here, the B and the B wave to an A and a B and a C to here for a larger B wave and a C to here, like a triangle pattern through here, and the fifth wave to here, and something larger unfolding to the downside through here. That's possible, but I'll just see how this plays out here. And while it's above the 430 there, it's all fine. I expect this to come down with the Shanghai market, find support, and then push to the upside there. The gold market, everything's pretty much going on course here. No real sort of change here. When we got to the 1600 here, we'll look at this top of a third wave here, and we've seen the 5-wave structure to the downside through here, and then as the A wave. And because we got 5 waves here, that means that after the rally for the B wave, we'll get another 5 waves through here, and that's been the case there. And we thought we may have come down into here, but that's okay. Then we're seeing this push to the upside through here. So I suggest strongly that you use the levels right up through here to the 1630. 1630 is a subgroup 1 of 1600 and will be really important. Support on the 1630 means that the 1650, which is a medium level, will be hit, and that 1650 would be that target that we're looking at for there. Yeah, we're looking for support on the 1600 now and a further push to the upside there. And silver would be the same as well. So when we have a look at the silver market here, and we did mention this during the week and had a bit of a look at it here at the medium level, $40 if you like, and we were looking at this 5-wave structure coming down through here, and then the B wave, and then 5 waves coming down through here in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bit short there, but that means that it's strong. So now that this is above the 40 there, we can look to the longer side there, but we may get a smaller little correction in here before we see a push off through there. But this is where scaling into positions comes in handy there. But essentially from that point there to this high here, a 61.8% pullback could be possible there, so you need to be aware of that. However, the 39.50 should act as support there, but realistically it can come to the 39.30. All things said and done, would be the sort of limit of it, but that's what you'd sort of need to accommodate there. But we've had that little move up there, so it does need a little bit of a corrective move through here, and then further push to the upside there. So all good there. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so the US dollar is the next thing that we're looking at. Now, we looked at it on the bigger picture there on the daily chart, and we've seen that it moved down quite strongly, and that's what it did. And we were looking at over the last few days, we're looking for it to sort of come into the 74 here, but it's finding support in subgroup 1, which is 74, 10, 20, and 30. And we're seeing that bounce occur from that point there. So we've had 5 waves down from this point down through here. So it's only natural to see it come back up. That would be the 61.8, that would be the 50, and the 38.2, which is about right here. Now, in this pattern through here, just point out through here, just bear with me a second, this particular pattern that we're looking at through here from this is the one that is interested from this point. So the A, the B, and the C wave here. Now that's fine. Now we should move down from that point there. Now, but what we do need to do is, the reality is that we've got that 3-wave structure here, yeah? So that can be 1, 2, 3, and this can be the 4th wave here, and then we'll see whatever's going to happen in here because the closing and the opening gets a bit messy. But we can see a 5th wave move up through that. If we do get 5 waves up in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here, then we're going to be looking at further 5th waves to the upside. I don't think that's likely, but we need to stay with the evidence as the market unfolds. So those 2 possibilities are there. Now, if we see a move down, through the 74.30 here, yep, then we know that the bear market is continuing to the downside. But until that occurs, there's still possibilities to the upside there, which has got implications for the euro at the 144 level there. So just having quick look at that. So this is the bigger picture for the euro here, in terms of that we do see it up as a positive move to the upside, the bigger picture, and as we do in the S&P 500 as well, and have the same sort of pattern here in the S&P 500, and the same sort of pattern really as the FTSE 100 as well. So they'll all sort of suit together there, and the Australian dollar's not far off this sort of pattern as well. But up for one and back for two, and then we'll get into this one here. But the main point here is that the 144 here, and you see how that's got that little three-wave pattern through there. That's the same sort of pattern that we were looking at on the US dollar index, but at the inverse of that. So we can use those two patterns there. So if you're going to go long in the euro here, well, the basic thing would be to look for support above the 144 there. But of course, you could get lower entries in around the 143 if it sort of moved down through there. But we're more interested in looking at what this particular pattern is through here, and we just simply need that more time for that to, that's the little ABC there. We need more time for that to unfold. It's not even finished yet, because that little move down through there is 1, 2, 3, 4, and be down for 5 here. So we should be able to pick it up here. But with all corrections, it's important to watch the first move, the first leg of the correction, because then we'll know if it's in 3 waves or 5 waves, and then we can pick it up from there. And it also makes it a little bit difficult too when, when it's a Friday's close, so to speak, or Saturday morning in this case here, then it makes it a bit difficult to get a nice clear sort of count there, because everybody's bailing out before the weekend there, which does bring us into the Australian dollar as such. The Australian dollar here has got this really nice strong sort of leg here in terms of this move up through here, and all of this pattern through, this is a corrective pattern through here, and then a positive pattern and corrective pattern. This is the base for this push up through here, up higher. I haven't really sort of gone into the bigger picture as such yet, but remember that we've already hit $1.10 once before. So before we hit $1.10, then we came back to $1.05, and now we're seeing the retest again up here at $1.10. So that'll give us the double top. But I just see that when we first hit $1.10, which is the first level above $1. So we'd have $1.10, $1.20, and $1.30, which are all minor group 1. So we've seen that market move up to minor group 1, have its reaction there. So it's the arrival, the reaction, the support at 105. And now we're seeing this push up through here. So what we'd sort of expect here would be a push up through the 110, creating the first high above the level. And then we'll see a correction across that 110, and then eventually finding support. The basic trading levels pattern across a level there is what we're sort of looking at there. So we're looking for 5 waves up in terms of basically, like we looked at the euro then, up for 1, back for 2, and we'll be looking at this strong third wave moving up through there. So we'll be looking at maybe 113 or something up into the subgroup level of the 110 there. So looking at this as a leading indicator, and obviously being a leading indicator, it's a commodity dollar, so it's part of the indication of base metals, but also tied into the Shanghai story, the China story, and a positive move for us. So hoping to see copper finish its pattern and move up, the Shanghai finish its pattern and move up. This Australian dollar is sort of leading, and hopefully it will take the ASX 200, the cash market up, which is being led by smaller mining stocks, the XSO sector, and we're aware of that, and we're trading those stocks within that sector there, and we're using this as a leading indicator within all of this. So I feel like we're on the right track, that it's all good. But the Dow at 12.8, hitting those old tops there, is going to force corrections into the 4,600 on our local market there. So we just need to accommodate that sort of flickering around, give it some wiggle room, and we should be off again. So yeah, hopefully we'll see how we go on by Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. We should be able to look at that in more of a positive light there. But yeah, look, a strong story there. We just got to get through the next, jump through the next hoop, and we'll be off again. So, alrighty, that's it. So, good morning and good luck.